that we are on live. Just give me some minutes. Um, yeah, yeah, I think yes, we are definitely in live. So, hey everyone, hello guys. Hope your weekend is going well. So today we are going to talk about how to make animation, and we got Mr. Festus with us, right? I think I'm saying it right.
Yeah, it's. I think you pronounced it very well.
Okay.
Though it's Festus, you know.
Okay,
Uh,
Festus. Okay, then how is it Festus? I think I just pronounced it in French.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, Festus, right. So before we just start, I will let you present yourself. Then we just discuss bit about like the importance of having animation or not. And then maybe you are going to show us bit snippet of code or maybe just how we can have some smooth animation. But yeah.
Right. Well, so hello everyone. Hope you're having a good weekend right now. My name's Festus Olusegun. I am a Flutter developer. I've been working using Flutter to create apps since 2018. So it's been a while,
Yeah.
and I've also been doing my best to contribute to open source and create animation demos on the internet, so on Twitter, on YouTube. Yeah, I also create tutorials on YouTube. And I almost forgot to say this. Also a Flutter GDE. Yeah. I
That's
think
very important.
that, yeah, that's pretty important. Yeah, that about covers it. That's all about me.
Okay, that's a lot of information. So, currently, are you working? I mean, that's just basic question. Are you working as freelancer, or are you working for some precise company? Or yeah,
Oh yeah, currently I work I mostly work part-time at a startup called Trade. So what we do at Trade is we try to make B2B commerce
okay,
simpler and easier for businesses. So Trade is yet to go live, but soon it will be. So I work part-time there, and the remaining of my time I try to use it to rest and also create content. Yeah,
okay, that's very important.
yeah, very important.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about animation, and I can say our discussion are going to be like very friendly, and not something of too professional. But yeah, like my first question for you would be like why should we use animation in app in general? Like when you build, I don't know, for example, if you took like some example like WhatsApp application, where it doesn't have some kind of animation. So sometimes you can have animation on different kind of app, and why should you use basically animation?
For me, I think animations are a very, very important part of every application, because it's it gives this very good experience to the users. So if
Okay.
you're using an application, if the application is not really giving you nice feedback,
Mm,
the animations, uh, it's going to feel it's going to feel incomplete. The experience is going to feel incomplete.
mm,
And but when the app has animation, sometimes you won't even realize that the animation is making the experience complete for you. It just happens, right? It's just there. There isn't an
mm,
app, the animations are good. You just notice that you keep going back to that same app, because the app is really
yeah.
well built and it has good animations. I mean, you can look at let's say like Duolingo, for example. It
Mm,
has really, really beautiful animations and all that. And people will always use Duolingo because of, for reasons like animations, content, and things like that. So for me,
mm,
I would say it's very important to have animations. If your app does not have any animations, try to at least add some, something small. Just try
yeah.
start from some minor and some little animation. Maybe when the user presses a button, there's some feedback for the users and things like that. So
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. So does like having animation like we were saying like Duolingo as example, for example, but does having animation in your application increase the attraction rate, for example? Like,
Yeah, I would say 100% for sure. In my
mm,
opinion, I would say having animation in your app definitely increases the attraction. It attracts, it attracts and also retains users. When you if you're using an app and then let's say you press a button and this button on the press of the button is supposed to like fetch something from the API and display to the user, right? When the user presses the button, when there's a loading animation, right, it gives the user a very good feedback. They know that something is happening, right? And that gives them a very good experience. Unlike an app where maybe when they press the button, there is no animation, there is nothing. The users are probably going to be confused and they don't know what's going on. So that experience is bad, and some people would probably just not want to use that app anymore. So having animation definitely improves the attraction and the retention also.
mm, okay. So, like in which kind of like I was saying before, you have like different kind of apps, like I don't know, Facebook, for example, Messenger. I mean, Facebook and Messenger is pretty similar, but like WhatsApp, and you have those kind of applications which are very simple or basic, if I can say that. And sometimes you have more complex application, maybe I don't know, the app, for example, where we are going to need to have if I take like exercise application, for example, or if you want to learn something online, sometimes on those kind of apps or platform you have different kind of animation which I think help maybe people to better understand what they are learning, right? So in which kind of application does we really need to have animation? Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would say every app,
Mm,
every type of application should have animations. You know, for WhatsApp, for example, now, you see when you open the app, when you're going around doing some things, you see it has some pretty decent transitions.
mm,
And that's really good. Also, I'm going to make example of Duolingo again. You see,
okay.
it's a
Yeah.
learning app, right? So
Mm,
and it has a lot of very nice animations. So yeah, I believe every application should have really some level of animations at least. It
yeah.
helps. It helps with the experience. And also I can see a comment says it also conveys brand connection. Yes, it does. It does. It really does. That's why I always make example of Duolingo. Whenever I use the app, I'm always amazed. It's really good. The animations keep you coming back for more, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, for example, if like we were saying, we can suppose that you are, I don't know, developer directly, um, working at WhatsApp, for example. Which kind of animation do you think like you can just add, which is, or maybe which are going to be different from what we just have now, for example?
Oh, like the question is, what are some animations I would add to WhatsApp,
Mm,
which are different? Honestly, I think WhatsApp is okay as it is.
mm,
I don't think see, I believe every application should have animations, right? But also
mm,
you don't have overcomplicated, right?
okay.
So
Mm,
what WhatsApp has currently works really nice for them. The
mm,
transitions are really smooth, and it's nice. You don't have to overcomplicate it by trying to like add something that is unnecessary. You
mm.
know, Recently WhatsApp has been having a lot of features that the users are like, oh, hey, we don't want this, we don't want this. So, yeah, it's kind of like the
That,
same thing. So
that's true.
the,
Yeah.
the animations on it, the transitions on it are already pretty cool. If they can come up with something that can connect with the users, then fine. But currently, I personally wouldn't think of any crazy animations to add to WhatsApp.
Oh, okay, okay. And when most of time, for example, maybe I'm talking more about you, like, and it's kind of advice you can give us, like, when you work or when you decide to work with animation or create animation for some apps, like, is it preferable to use libraries when you want to do it, or maybe it's better to just do it by yourself with some native tools, for example?
Oh yeah. So the thing is, like, there are different approaches to creating animations when it comes to Flutter. So let's say um
That
you,
was my next question. Like, which kind of animation do we have? But yeah, that's great. You can just give us
all
more
right. So
details. Yeah.
let's say, for example, you have a project you're working on, and
Mhm.
your designer has already created this nice design, and also there is a a prototype with some animations in it. So the first thing you do is you look at the animation, you try to, like, understand the type of animation it is. So I would say there are obviously there are different types of animation, but I'm going to start with, like, you know drawing based animations and code based animations. So when I say drawing based animations, we have some animations that could be, we can just categorize them as drawing based animations. And for things like this, it would be better for us to use libraries. You know,
Okay.
maybe you want to animate an SVG path,
Mm.
something like that. It will make more sense for you to, you know, you know, use a library like Lottie, or maybe it's an
Okay.
animation from, it's a very complicated animation from Rive. I'm not sure if you know Rive. So Lottie, Rive, you can use those
I
kind
know
of
Lottie,
languages.
but not Thrive. Yeah.
Or you can check it. I think it's Rive.studio or something. Just Google
Okay.
Rive, you'll definitely find it.
Okay.
So you can always use this too if the animation is, let's say, drawing based, rather than trying to, like, code everything from scratch, which will definitely be a waste of time and a waste of effort, in my opinion.
Mm.
Always try to keep it simple. The
Yeah.
concept, KISS. So, but if it's not a drawing based animation, maybe it's a transition or something like that.
Mm.
Then you need to look at, writing code for it. And um, and then in this case, we have, like, I think we have two major types of animations when it comes to Flutter. We have the implicit animations, and then the explicit ones. So the implicit animations are more of, like, really simple animations, like, so for now, we have widgets in Flutter. For
Okay.
example, the container widgets, and a lot of other widgets. So let's say you want to animate a container, for example. The container is, for example, it's a button. You build this button with a container widget,
Mm.
and maybe on top of the button, you need the button to kind of, like, close, just come together, something like that. That kind of animation, I would say, it's an implicit animation. It's something that all you have to do is to just feed the code with a value, right? When you feed the code with a value, it does everything for you. So you feed, let's say, 100 pixels width to the code. The container is big, right? And
Mm.
then when the user presses the button, you change that
Size.
that size to, let's
Mm.
say, 50, and automatically the animated container widget will do that for you. It will, shrink it in a very nice way. If you use if you use a container widget, it's not going to look nice.
Mm.
It's going to look as if the container is jumping. It jumps
Mm.
from
Mm. Mm.
100
Mm.
to 50. But with an animated container widget, it's going to have a very smooth transition from 100 to 50. That's like an example of implicit animation. It's just you input a value to the code, and it just animates it for you. But there are some other
Oh.
animations that are complex, right? More complex animations. Those ones, they are explicit animations. So those animations, you have to basically control, let's say, control the tempo, control the animation from scratch. Every step,
Okay.
you have explicit about every step, right? You can't just put in a value and everything happens. You have to say, okay, um, maybe these are the type of animation where you use animation controller. So you control the animation all by yourself at every step. So that's the second type of animation. And also, talking about going back to drawing based animations, we also have custom paints. So if
Mm.
um
Very
if the
you.
drawing is
Mm.
something that you can easily do, if it's something very, very simple, you can try using custom paint for that. You draw with custom paints and then you use explicit animation to animate the custom paint drawing. So that also
Mm.
works. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So I think the custom page animation is the most used when you try when it's like when people like or want to build like some kind of game apps, right? Um,
Mhm.
mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So, for example, we are talking a lot about the importance of having animation, but don't you think like having animation is app really affect the performance of the app sometimes?
Yeah, definitely depends on, let's just say anything can affect the performance of your app, right?
Yes,
Uh,
yes, we agree.
an API call, if it's not done properly, it is going to affect the performance of your app. So the same thing goes for animations. If the animation is not properly implemented, it is definitely going to affect the performance of your app. So I always try to like follow the best practices, don't should I say don't overdo things, right?
Mm,
Keep it simple, follow the best practices. And if you do these things, then I don't think you will have any problems. I don't think you have any problems with performance at all. And if you ever feel like your app is lagging or anything like that, you can always use the dev tools to try to understand where the lag is coming from and fix it. And that's that's all I can say on that.
yeah. So, have you ever faced an issue with animation, like on real device, when you release it on production? Like maybe it's work on when you just work on it in local, but when you just deploy it, you just see that it is a bit different from what you had as result before.
Personally, I've not faced this before. To be in all honesty, I've not faced this
Mm,
that particular problem before, but I would guess it's something that people face. Sometimes when you write code for something, it just goes wrong. That just happens sometimes.
mm,
Um, but personally, I've not faced it, so I don't really know how to advise anyone that's facing that problem.
mm. Okay, nice. And I don't know, for example, there is in comment section, I have seen someone who said that you can use UX in motion design. Oh, okay, that's also a good point. Um, I don't know if you have already tried to create some animation with motion design.
No, I don't consider myself much of a designer. I leave that for the designer. Uh, my work is to take what the designer has done and kind of like you know
Mm,
um interpret it into code and make it look nice, so the users can actually use it. But I don't do much designs. In fact, I hardly I probably don't know how to create a container in Figma. That's how bad I am when it comes
I
to
think you are not alone, like me too.
design.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Do you have like some kind of animation like to show us and maybe try to explain us a bit more like how it's really work in code, for example?
Yeah, I can. I guess that's something I can do.
Okay,
Just give me a minute to
sure.
drop this code. Yeah.
And for those who are just following us, I will put like Festus link in the description later. You can check his channel. Like he's making also good content, and you are going to learn a lot of how to make like smooth animation in Flutter. So yeah, and
Sorry,
yeah,
one more minute. I'm trying to.
yeah,
Uh,
there's no problem. can take your time. So I think there is someone who is just sharing his story, and he said that the first time he created an app and he used Google Authentication, it worked like in debug mode, and once he just released it for people, he figured that yeah, he forgot to setting it up well on
Yeah,
Google. Yeah.
yeah, that actually happened to me also. In fact, that happened to me a lot of times.
Mm,
It's a very common problem where you create your app using Google authentication, and it just doesn't work in production because of the SHA keys and stuff like that.
mm. And for example, if someone want to learn animation like from scratch, I can say maybe he's just beginner and he want to learn like how to make like some kind of smooth application. Where should it just start as some kind of roadmap before becoming like a professional like Festus? Yeah.
Okay, I would say the best place to start is definitely going to be the Flutter documentation. So in the Flutter
Okay.
docs, there are so many good resources,
Mm,
uh, articles that you can follow to that you can follow to learn animations, to actually understand these animations and actually learn how to do them. Um, there is even a particular article that tells you how to choose an approach, you know, like how to go from seeing an animation to choosing a library or a widget to use for the animation. I can drop some links. I can
sure.
definitely drop links now.
Mm.
I'm just not sure where to drop it.
You can
Uh,
send it to me like in private chat, just
okay.
there and yeah.
All right, no problems. I'll just
All
send
right.
you the DMs. Yes. I'm still trying to put together my animation list. I know that it just dawned on me that I didn't have them all in one place.
Mm. And there is also someone who asking, I don't know if you can see his question.
Hey there, how about we create Nike onboarding screen? Um, can you send a link to the onboarding screen if it's something that will take less than, let's say, 20 minutes, then we can definitely live code it. Okay, I guess I can share my screen now.
Perfect.
All right.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
this is one of the most. I think this one was very popular, by the way. Like a lot of people have seen it online. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, a lot of people have seen it online. So this will be the first one I'll show. So
Hmm.
you can see the coffee cup. Uh-huh. So I'll try to give a breakdown of this animation, right? So if you remember, I talked about drawing-based animation, and if
Mm-hmm.
you can, if you notice, you see that this coffee cup is a drawing, right? It's a drawing that's animated. So, what I used for this coffee was a Lottie file. So, Lottie file. If you go to Lottie files, you go to Lottie files, you'll find a lot of trans. Okay, you can see this animations. Uh,
I think now you are just sharing like one browser.
oh,
Yeah,
really?
and not all the yeah.
I wonder why this is. Okay,
Okay, yeah. That's great.
that's weird.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is lottefiles.com. You can come here to source for, animations and things that you can put in your app. So all you need to do is to just, if it's a free animation, you can easily download it and then add it to your app. Then you use there's a Lottie. Well, I'm not sure why I can share the entire window because I have to move from one tab to the other. But
Okay.
yeah, so there's a Lottie package. You can see here in the code here. There's a Lottie package that you can use to display the Lottie files. And that was exactly what I did in this animation. Here, this is a Lottie file. So after the Lottie file plays, right? After the Lottie file plays, you see that this white background kind of moves up. It moves up from the bottom. So this one is actually an implicit animation. It's just a container, an animated container. So all I did was I have to move from code to animation. Okay, trying to bring up the code. So all I did, you can see in this code
Hmm.
here. There's a cup animated boolean and
Yeah.
animation controller for the
Can you zoom?
for the-
Can you zoom a bit just with?
sorry.
Can you just zoom so we can
Okay.
zoom in? Yeah.
Oh, zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh,
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
is that better?
Yeah, that's perfect. Hmm.
Great. So here, uh, let's actually just look at the widgets first. So you can see it says stack, then and under the stack we have an animated container. Um, and in this animated container, you see here the height.
Mm-hmm.
The height, when the cup is animated, then divide the screen height by 1.9. But when the cup is not animated, then use the screen height, which is
Like he took
which
the full screen.
yeah, correct.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what's happening here. And under this in this animated container, which is the white container, we have the Lottie assets you can see here. So
Mm.
I'll definitely paste the code, the link to this repository so anyone can go ahead to see. Also, there's a tutorial on my YouTube channel where I explained this particular animation.
Okay.
Um, and here, the Lottie asset takes in a coffee controller. And so this what happens with the controller is when the coffee animation finishes, we then set states set the cup animated variable to true.
Okay.
So immediately we set it to true, right? This animated container, it basically shrinks. It goes from being full screen to uh, being like as you can see here, it goes from being full screen and then it just shrinks a bit. So this white thing here, this white container here, is just an animated container, and the the brown container under
So the animation of the cup is is directly made with what you just download, right?
yes, exactly. So it's
Oh, okay,
made with
okay.
Lottie. So you just download the Lottie
Mm.
file and then you put it in. You don't have to You don't have to write code to
Yeah,
animate the cup from scratch. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
That
Okay,
I'm
okay,
trying
yeah.
to say with,
That's great.
keep it simple.
Mm,
If you have
yeah.
to write the code for it, then just don't do it.
I
Right?
mean,
Not write code for it, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just get the animation, add it to your app. It doesn't make you any less of a developer,
yes,
right?
sure, sure, sure. I totally agree.
Exactly. So this one is done with Lottie, but there's also Rive. So if you can also use
Okay.
Rive. You can import your animation using Rive. Rive is very very powerful, and it's going to like basically play the animation like you just saw with the cup right now. Basically play the animation from start to finish. And after you can see in the stack here, going back to the code, in the stack here we have the bottom part is already done. It's basically the bottom part is the brown part, and
Mm,
the white container is on top of the brown container, right? So the animation happens on
mm,
the white container, and then the white container shrinks. That way, you see
okay.
the brown container that's underneath the white container.
Mm,
That's how the animation works actually. And after that,
okay.
once the animated container shrinks.
So maybe it is just an idea. I don't know if it will work if you just change it, but inside of feasibility, for example, uh, like someone can also use just stack, right? Like the bottom can be behind the first animation, and when the eighth of the cup animation we just rent, it will show the bottom part, right?
Yeah,
At the
yeah. I mean, that's
I
exactly
don't think,
what's
yeah.
happening here. We have.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. My
I
bad.
understand
Okay,
what you're
yeah,
saying. The
yeah.
visibility is actually not compulsory here.
Mm,
It's just there, I guess. It's not. If we remove the visibility widget, the code will probably still work as it should. So yeah, you are 100%
mm,
correct. But
okay.
going back to the animation, I'll just so after the white container shrinks, the next thing that happens
Mm,
is this cafe text. You can see it's kind of like fades in. You see, it goes from not being there to fading in. So
mm,
for that,
yeah.
that's also it's also an implicit animation. That's now not
Yeah.
using animated opacity. So you can see the animated opacity widget here, and it goes from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. So
Mm,
this actually really this animation is actually very very easy. It looks really nice, looks really elegant, but it's very easy to do.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
not complicated at all.
that's very nice. Like the first time I just saw it, I was like, oh, how can I just make something which is very incredible? But yeah, okay, okay, okay. You are right. Just keep it simple, right?
Yeah, so just keep it simple. As long as when
There
your
is.
animation, all you have to do is to just
Mm,
try to understand how the animation works, and then
mm,
choose an approach. Understand how the
okay.
animation works, then choose an approach for it, and from there you can implement the animation easily.
Yeah. Okay. So there is someone who is asking like how to write tests for animation. I don't know if you write tests sometime for animation. I think it is not very common to write tests. Maybe he's talking about Gordon test or normal widget test. Yeah, because for example, on your app, sometimes you can just test some widget, or maybe if you want to do some integration test to test, I don't know, your custom splash screen, for example. Like, do you really have the opportunity to test like your animation?
When it comes to writing tests for animation, the question says golden tests or regular widget tests. So I would say, I would say it depends. Depends on you, and also depends on the animation itself. You know, let's
Okay.
say for example, I would say, I mean, we all know golden text is basically like comparing screenshots. The golden test like
Mm,
takes a screenshot of the code somewhere, and then you compare um the current code with the screenshot you already took before. That's how the golden test works. So you can definitely use that to test your animations if you want to, and you can use the regular widget test. So I would say they both work, right? Just
mm,
go with wherever you're comfortable with. You can use the screen
yeah.
test, you can use the widget test, definitely.
Mm. Okay, that's nice. And we have someone who say, "What if we do that with animation positioned?" I never used this component. I
Oh,
don't know if
okay,
it's.
yeah, animated position,
Mm.
not animation position. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So for animated position, that's something you probably use in a stack widget to move something from one position to the other. So I think I can show
Mm,
you a a in this particular animation. I don't think animated position would work. I don't think animated position would
mm,
work. Um, except wait. Let me play it from the beginning again to see. Oh, okay, okay. Hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't say animated position is the best option, but I can show you something where I think I used animated positions. But
okay, sure.
also in this repository, I have other a bunch of other animations there. So I think in this code here, bouncing DVD, I think I used animated position.
Mm.
Okay, yeah.
And how does it work? For example, when you decide to make this one,
Okay, yeah.
and this one just remember like old animation we just had in the past on DVD.
Yeah, so the DVD itself, it's an image, right? So I imported the image into the
Okay,
code. And as you can see here, let's go through the widget first. So here we have a stack, and then in the stack we have an animated position. So the animated position, it has the child, which is the DVD image assets. And now what happens is a bunch of calculations actually. A bunch of calculations happen. So here, we have the update function, update method, and what happens here is every time about I think um every few milliseconds, right? We kind of like pick a new with yeah, we pick a new color, obviously, right? That's why the color here changes.
okay. So it change every time they just yeah. Okay, okay. If when did they touch
Yeah, when it's touching
the border,
it
change the color.
change the
Yeah.
color. Yeah, going back to the code. So yeah, we have speed, we have the x speed, we have the y speed. The x speed is the speed of the DVD going the horizontal direction,
Okay.
right? And then the y speed is the speed of the DVD going the
Mm,
vertical direction. And then the speed here, which probably should not be speed, is basically how often we check if this is how often we check if the DVD has touched an edge. So look at it this way. This is what really happens. Look at it this way. The DVD starts from, let's say, the center,
mm,
and every time the DVD moves about this is 50, right?
yes.
Yeah. So the DVD moves this way um, on the horizontal
Yeah.
axis, right?
Mm,
But at the same time, the DVD is moving this way on the
mm, mm,
vertical. So
mm.
that makes it move this way.
Yes,
It
yes.
goes
Like diagonal,
since
right?
yeah, since it's moving this way and this way, it's going. diagonal instead.
Yeah.
So that and this piece of code here checks if the DVD hits an edge. So the DVD is moving this way and it touches the edge of the screen,
Mm,
right? We change the direction. So this
mm,
is what we basically change the direction of the DVD by negating the speed. So if the speed is 50 and it touches this side of the screen, let's say the right side of the screen,
yes.
we then the speed, the X speed to minus 50, if that
Okay.
makes sense. So that will
Mm,
make it opposite direction.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, okay,
Does
okay.
that
I
make sense?
understand. Yeah, okay, okay,
So
okay.
that's what's happening in this school.
Mm,
So if it's going this way and it touches the screen here, we then change it to negative 50, so it goes this way. And if it touches this, we change it back to 50, so it goes this way.
yeah.
The same thing happens for
I think in mathematics we just say orthonormal plane, So
yeah.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
So the same thing happens for the vertical axis.
Mm,
So 50 goes this way. When it touches the bottom, the edge, negatives change to minus 50, goes up.
mm,
That's exactly what's happening. So once it touches an edge, we kind of like make it move in the opposite direction. And
mm,
immediately it touches that edge, you see, we pick a new color for it. This is what's happening. So here we are checking if the DVD has touched the screen width, which is the far right of the screen.
mm,
So touch the far right of the screen, we negate the speed, right? And then we pick a new color. Same thing happens here. If it touches the beginning of the screen, the horizontal on the horizontal axis,
mm,
then we do the exact same thing, and it will pick a new color. That's what happens here. And the same thing happens here for the vertical axis. If it touches the height, which is the bottom, right? Yeah, the bottom of the screen,
mm.
we rotate it so it moves the opposite direction. If it touches the top, we do the same thing. I will pick a new color. So that's basically how this DVD animation works. I know it sounds a bit complex, but it's actually
Yeah. No,
pretty easy.
that's so interesting. And there is
Yeah,
someone who said that I think I really understand his expression, but he said that can we just apply physics to the animation, like having some kind of gravity system,
yeah, definitely, definitely. You can always apply physics to animations.
Okay.
I would say I feel like almost every animation you're working with, you probably apply some physics to it.
Yes.
But um, I'll give you an example. Let's say spring animation, for example. I don't really have any demo of a spring animation, so I can't really
Mm.
or any animation I use physics, so I can't really give you.
Those animation are what you just create by yourself, right? You just do it.
Sorry.
Those animation on your GitHub are what you just create directly by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, these animations are animations that I've seen people do,
Okay.
right? And I just decided to recreate
Okay.
them
Mm.
in Flutter.
Yeah.
So they're all on my GitHub, and I also have tutorials for them uh, on my YouTube channel.
And the one with the rain, some kind of rain, I think it is when you just go up. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
This
this
one.
is
Yeah. How is it really work? Do you have is it like some kind of video or animation behind, like in the background, or
no,
yeah?
this is all code. There is no video, there is no assets. Everything here you
Okay.
see is done
Okay.
with Flutter code. Um, I can try to explain how it works. Do we have time for that?
Yeah, of course. We
Okay.
I think we
All
can
right.
do it. So yeah.
All right, sure, no problems. So here, everything here, the rain, they're all containers.
Okay.
So this everything you see here is a container.
Okay.
So just that the only thing is that the containers they differ in size and in color. So you can see the ones that are like white, that are really, really white. And
Mm.
then there are some that are like they're smaller and they are more of like gray. So those
Yes.
ones they look like they are behind. Why the whites big ones look like they're in front. It gives you this 3D like effect. But in the real sense, they're all basically containers. And what's happening is very, very similar to what I just explained in the
Mm,
previous animation. So what's happening here is that we are basically incrementing the the location, the position of each container, right, on
mm,
the vertical, the vertical axis. So every time they all have different speed, randomly generated, right? And every second, every millisecond, they are moving.
mm.
Every frame, let's put it like that, every frame, they move down, they move down, they move down. And when each raindrop gets to the bottom, they get deleted from the memory. So
Yeah.
everything here is generated, and immediately it gets to the bottom here, it gets deleted. Because if you do not delete it, they all get stored in memory and they can make the entire application lag, if that makes sense. I can
Mm.
try to go to the code and
Yeah, sure.
do a little bit of explanation from there. Okay, so this is the code brain animation. And here we can see it's a stack, right? And in
Mm.
this stack, we are creating about 299 raindrops.
Okay.
Yeah, right? If I'm reading this code correctly. Yeah, yeah. So at every point in time, we have about 300 raindrops there. And these raindrops, you can see here. So the raindrop is basically a container, like I said before, and the
Mm.
width of the container is 2. The length is randomly generated. So there is a complicated code I'm using to generate the length, and also okay. So yeah, the length is randomly generated, and you can see in the content the box decoration is just the color is white, and then there's a border radius.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Here, here, ticker. So every frame we kind of like increments the y. The y is basically the vertical uh vertical component,
Mm.
and so we increment the y by the speed. This vy is basically the velocity. The
Okay.
velocity, the on the vertical axis.
Mm.
So yeah. So here we see. Oh, actually, I think I was wrong. Instead of deleting the raindrop from the memory, I'm actually reusing the raindrops. So
Okay.
here it says that once the raindrop gets to the bottom, basically respawn the raindrop. You,
Okay.
so
And in like random value
randomized
function. Okay. Okay. So
yeah,
it's call it again. Okay. Okay. Mm.
the randomized values basically responds. It's kind of like chooses a new location to show the
Mm.
raindrop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So raindrop gets to the bottom and it goes back to the top. It's
Mm.
respawned in a different shape and in a different location, and it comes back down. It goes back up for every single raindrop. That's what happens for every single raindrop here. So
Mm.
it's involved a little bit of a tiny bit of calculation, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. That look good. Like.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm.
But also apart from that, there's also this. So this is a shader. So I
Okay.
think, was it last year or 2 years ago? I can't really remember what year that was. I think, yeah, it was last year. We were introduced to shaders in Flutter. So this was um an effort from me to test shaders in Flutter, and this was a shader I got from Shader Toys.
Mm.
A shader I got from Shader Toys, and this is already done. It's just imported and displayed. So there was no calculation done with this.
The,
Yeah.
um. When you say it's just imported and display, what do you mean by that?
Um, yeah, so I want to, okay, let me just show you shader toys.
Okay, sure.
Shader toy, that's right, yeah. Shader toy. So shader
And
toy,
are you participating in Google Game Challenge?
uh no, I
Oh, okay.
I am not. So this is shader toy. This is probably going to make my computer lag a bit. So
Mm,
you can see a lot of really awesome animation in here. So you see this. There's another one here. There are so many good animations here. If you go to browse, so you see this. Can you see this
okay.
animation?
Yeah. I'm currently watching just your screen. Oh, okay. I didn't know this website before. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's shader toy. I will have to close it now because it's going to make my computer
Yes,
scream.
yes. Now return. Oh, okay.
Okay. So all I did was I got a shader from Shader Toy, and then I
Mm,
just displayed it in the using Flutter, and that's just it. That's just what you see here.
okay.
And also it's something similar with this. So you see this
Mm,
it's
mm.
kind of like liquid-ish. So
Yeah.
this is also shader. But I kind of like mixed the shader with some Flutter widgets to achieve this.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah, this particular one is this one is not a shader. It's very similar to the rain animation and the DVD
yeah. It's
animation.
some kind of bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like a smoke simulation. If I will call it that. You can
Mm,
see everything here is wait, I think this was done with custom paints. Um yeah, so this was done with custom paints actually. I can try to show the code a bit. Yeah. So so yeah, we have the scaffold. Then in the scaffold we have the size box, and then there's a custom paints. And the
okay.
custom paints takes in the custom painter, the particle painter which extends custom painter. And here you see we draw there is a draw circle. So everything there is basically a circle in the canvas.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just it. And just like the rain animation, I try to like move the I try to spawn each circle and then kind of like move it on the you know move them diagonally.
Okay.
I randomize the value, then try to move them diagonally. And when they get to a point, they disappear and they get removed from the memory. And another one, a new circle spawns up. So yeah, and the reason for this, for removing the circle, is performance. If you keep creating new circles without removing the previous ones, there's going
Mm.
to um, there's going to be lag. The
Yeah.
app is
Yeah.
going to slow down.
It will be like some kind of infinite bug, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and that's kind of scenario where you see that your animation is lagging, is very
Mm.
slow.
Yeah.
When you properly dispose the things you need to dispose, if that makes sense.
Mm. Yeah. Sure. I think people really like your presentation, and I mean, me too.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's a lot of course, for those who are asking the description, I'm going to put all the link at the end once we just finish, and yeah, we can just go and at the start also to Festus repo. I mean, that's normal. So yeah. And yeah, I think we are maybe are just going to the end. So I don't know. For example, if you have some advice, maybe let me just yeah, okay. Are we definitely nice? So I don't know, for example, if you have some advices for people who want to just use animation, maybe they want to try it on their existing app or maybe in production. Yeah, how do you okay, what can you say to them? Yeah.
I don't really have much to say. All I will say is that you should go for it, right? If you don't be scared of animations, right? You just give it a try. You know, like I said, there is a very good there are very good articles on the Flutter documentation, the Flutter website, the Flutter docs, and I'll share a bunch of them um, with you now. So just try to go on the Flutter website, search for animation, the animation docs. Try to read them, try to understand them. Just start from somewhere, and yeah, before you know it, if you're consistent with trying these animations, before you know it, you're very good at creating animations, and you won't be scared of them.
Sure. Yeah. I think you have just said all. Me, I don't have so much to add today. I think the only thing I can just add is thank you for accepting to join us. Like, thank for your time because I think we have been playing this for like some months, but we don't really have time to do it together. So, and definitely we are going to talk about other subject if you are free. Also, I'm going to invite you for sure again. And yeah, it was like big pleasure to have you there. And thanks, Guy, for watching us today. And see you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.